Hello everybody. I hope everybody's doing well, having a good day, enjoying life. If you've been following my videos, you know in my last video I said I had gotten a job working for FEMA. That lasted a couple of months and they sent us all home. I don't know who you gotta be buddies with to get regular work, but it's the last time I've ever been hired from FEMA. Maybe I helped too many people by giving them the money they were owed. I don't know, but I've never got a call from them since. After that, I seen a man in the hotel while I was working for FEMA that was a catastrophic insurance adjuster. And I talked to him about, work doing catastrophic insurance adjusting, which it's called a cat adjuster. And he told me, what I need to do. So I went to school, took classes, and there's a lot into it. You don't just go file for a license and become an adjuster. There's a lot of things you got to do. Anyway, I got my license. Then I went to 10 different states and got a license in 10 states. That way I could cover storm damage in 10 states. Whether there is a hurricane come through anywhere from Texas up to south and up the East Coast, I could still be able to work it. And I got a couple up in like Oklahoma and places like that where there were bad tornadoes and things that might need adjusting. And I got hired on with a company. I went on a job or two. It's like very bad storms when they just annihilated entire counties and states. But with that job, I found out, I'm trying not to be nasty here, you got to be in the boys club to have steady work. And most of these adjusters are kind of city type guys that all kind of network together. Me, I'm an old country boy that's really not part of that group. So I reckon I just never networked with the right people or never met the right people. I just never did get into the boys club. So therefore my work was very, very limited. The only time they would call me is when was such a bad storm or multiple storms that they just run out of adjusters and they couldn't keep enough adjusters around to do the work. And then they would tell you, they would call you up and ask you if you're available. You tell them yeah. They said, well, we got this bad storm. You'll be working this storm for the next 2 to 3 years. Well, you go out on this storm. When you get there, you'll notice they have thousands of adjusters from different companies. And then insurance companies, it's catastrophic adjusting companies that subcontract out to insurance companies. So if you're in a very bad storm and an adjuster comes to your house, don't think he is from your local office. He's a contractor that's been contracted out to help out. And most of these guys are good guys. They do, they're out there, they're out there to make money, but they're also out there to help people, and they try their best to help people. And it's pretty easy to see if one of these guys is there to help you or just to make a quick buck. If he's going through your house and then checking every crack and baseboard and crown molding and windows, and I mean, if he's checking it out, very thoroughly, he's out there to help you. If he just comes through and wham bam and takes a couple pictures and leaves, he's out there just to make quick money. It's easy to tell, A good adjuster, he's gonna be there for an hour or two, inspecting your house from top to bottom. So, you know, as I say, if y'all are ever in that condition, just pay attention to what your adjuster's doing. If he's really thoroughly investigating your house and checking everything for damage, I mean, things that you probably won't even be aware of. If he's checking for the electrical, plumbing, you know, cracks in the cement, cracks in the walls, I mean, you know, he's there to help you. So with that being said, I worked for a couple of these companies, and like I said, the only time they would call me out was when it was a very, very bad storm. I would talk to these other adjusters, and they've been steady working year-round for 5, 10 years. Now, I don't know. I don't know. I never did figure out what the key ingredient there was, why I couldn't stay busy. But, you know, I'd go work a couple of months, and I may not hear from them again to the next year or 2 years, whenever there's another bad storm. Then I got called. I was actually in New York when this happened, luckily, because I got called by a company wanting to know if I'd be willing to go to Alaska. They had some bad storms up there, and these houses need to be inspected. We wasn't doing adjusting work. We were just inspecting the houses. And since down here in South Louisiana, they don't have really cold weather gear. Thank God I was in New York at the time and I could find cold weather gear there. And I took off to Alaska. And y'all probably figured out by now I have a southern accent. And these guys were all from New York and northern states. They would pick at me about my accent all the time. But that was beautiful country in Alaska in the middle of December and January. Lacked any, it was void of any color because everything was white. But it was a nice experience. I enjoyed that. And we went from house to house, inspecting houses, and you know, it's different up there. I mean, it ain't a bad thing. It's just they live in a sub-zero climate, so they have to do things different. But the company I work for, and I hear all these companies do the same thing. They'll tell you, you gotta stay loyal to the company. Don't go hire on with some other company. You gotta stay loyal. If you want us to hire you, you gotta stay loyal. Well, that's all bull too. That's just company BS. That way you'll be available whenever they need you. They're not worried about if you make a living, you know. Now things has changed in the adjusting world since then. We used to get paid by the job, a percentage of the claim. Now, I don't know for sure, but I've been told that nowadays they kind of pay you by the hour. So I don't know the real story on that one. So if y'all are interested in that kind of work, you have to do a little investigating to see, you know, just how it works nowadays. I'm not really for sure. It was interesting work. There's a lot of book work involved, a lot of paperwork. And if you're up to that, hey, that's a good job, but don't rely on it being reliable work. It's just time to time work. But after I went to Alaska and did that job, and like I said, that's not an insurance adjusting job. It was just a house inspection job, which doing the adjusting, you have the experience to inspect. I had became roof certified and different certifications. And in the adjusting world, you have to renew your license per state every year. And you have to take classes. You have to have continuing credit units to renew your license. So it got to a point where I was spending more money on classes and license than I was making. And I really wanted to stick with that job because I liked it. I mean, I liked the travel, I liked the people I was working with, you know, I liked helping people. You know, that always makes you feel good when you're able to help people in a desperate time when they're down on their luck and had houses damaged. You know, it just makes you feel good when you're able to help them. But it got to a point where I was spending more money keeping up the license and taking classes and all the different things they require of you than I was actually making on the job because I wasn't getting out enough work. I made some good friendships. I have people that still call me to this day every now and then just to check on me. They know I live in South Louisiana, and if they hear about a bad storm down here, they'll call me, make sure I'm okay, you know. But after that, I finally just gave up on keeping all these licenses up, and I just let them all expire. Where I made one mistake, I let everything expire, even my CDL license. I thought, you know, at my age, I wouldn't ever be driving a big truck again. Well, I was wrong on that, but that's for another story. But after that, I came home and I decided to go back to what I knew, what I grew up doing, what I knew more than anything else, and that's farming. And on my next video, we'll be talking about that. I have some surprising news on the farming. If you've watched all these videos about how you can make money farming, watch my next video. And with that, I'm gonna call that good for today. I hope y'all enjoy this. If you have a story or a comment, let me know. You write me a comment. Give me a thumbs up or thumbs down if you want. If you like this content, subscribe, ring that bell, and you'll be notified every time I put out a new video. And I think everybody that watches YouTube knows that already, but they tell you to tell everybody that because they'll forget. So with that, y'all have a good day. God bless, and be careful. Bye-bye.